Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Slay the Princess, which has had its major update. Welcome, Cortland. Welcome, Melody. We are playing Slay the Princess, and unfortunately, it looks like when they did their update, it doesn't retroactively detect everything you've done. So we might be doing a scan through the game after our first run through in order to unlock some of the stuff we've already done. I thought this was supposed to be RimWorld, so when is RimWorld? I posted my schedule in Discord. RimWorld is tomorrow. Monster Hunter Wilds was moved to Saturday because it doesn't release until 3 hours into stream start time. Did I still have RimWorld scheduled for today on YouTube? No, I adjusted it. It says tomorrow. I just went off what you remember. Yeah, sorry. I adjusted the schedule and posted it in the Discord because of schedule conflicts and stuff, and because Monster Hunter Wilds demo doesn't release until... Oh, speaking of the demo, that's available now. Give me a second. I need to mark that so that I have it available for Saturday. Monster Hunter Wilds. Where my demo at? Where the demo at? How the heck have 77 curators already reviewed it? That's BS. Tomorrow is RimWorld and Saturday is Capcom Monster Hunter Wilds, yes. Okay, where the heck's our demo? Do I have to get it off their site? Nope, you are absolutely correct, Melody. Arrgh. Whatever, I'll find that later. For now, let's jump into Slay the Princess. As usual, the first run, I'm gonna let the voices go through entirely, and we're gonna make our options. And then after that, I am going to switch over to speed running through some of the endings we've already gotten, and then we're gonna try for some new endings. So let's do this.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Do I get a reward, or some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Silently continue towards the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We're gonna rescue the princess first.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So, as I said, we're gonna romance her first because there's a new ending or new advancement tied to the damsel ending. So we're gonna do that one first. Also, tonight's stream is likely going to be a short stream because I am friggin' exhausted today, even though I got plenty of sleep. And I still need to be awake in the morning, so we'll see how long I can go for, but that's where we're at for today.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Okay, good to know, Melody. I'll grab it after stream then. Thank you.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Thank you for the follow, Peller.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
I did not.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Apparently there's tons of new dialogue options, so we are going to explore a little bit. Start with what's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So, is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating? Or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
I want the truth. Can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I mean, you'd think there'd be a guard, if anything, because they do still need to feed her regardless. Or, you know, if they had wanted this to be thorough, right, there should be a guard, and the guard, I guess the guard doesn't need to have the key. Whoever locked her away would have the key. You know, just thorough storytelling, right? But yeah, no key. Key probably isn't in the cabin. Narrator's right. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still laying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
You got a little something right there. And there. You know, I'd clean it up, but I only have this pointy knife, and I'm trying to save you, not stab you in the face.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I know.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No. We're gonna save her. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
You know, what was the point of having us raise the blade if you were going to have us attack low anyways?
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Stabby, stabby.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
That's fine.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
It's not that bad.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
One last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
It's just a little blood. We'll be fine.
It can't just end like this, right?
See, Hero knows.
Well, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Nah, we're just getting started.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Perks of being a lich, I'm gonna come back. See? Chapter 2. I came back.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Gods, I hate
Our
you, Smitten.
beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
4. Smitten. Hero. Us. Maybe Smitten is counting the princess in that?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I agree with the narrator.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Exactly, Mel. Just a flesh wound.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
I'm gonna ignore you, narrator.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
I hate Smitten. I really do. He's so annoying. Also, narrator, in any of the good routes, I'm pretty sure we don't have any confirmation that she actually ends the world. We know she does in fact end the world in any of the routes that we bring the knife with us, though.
Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I'm with them. I'm gonna find a way to save her from that cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
I will, don't worry. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
No.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Also no,
Sure,
Smitten.
it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place? Good questions, good questions. Let's get answers.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me? Everybody's cagey in this game. Except us. The other us's are kind of cagey too, though.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
Nope, not a chance. Alright, that's all we're allowed to ask.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Nah. Romancing the princess.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah,
She will
yeah.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Ignoring Smitten for a second. We've played this a couple times now. I don't think she's ever actually cheated. She has absolutely lied to us, but she's never cheated.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries.
Very pretty.
A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'd say the
blade is your
tapestries.
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Keep forgetting I have auto forward on. I'd say the tapestries are worth note as well. They are very pretty. I wonder how this game would look if it was done up in color. Like, obviously the black and white style is very nice. I'm just curious how it would look if it was all done up in color. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Tapestries. Windows.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Mirror. Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
Absolutely. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Oh yeah, we were. We have it on video.
So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Approaching the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
There's also supposed to be a tapestry behind it.
This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
The mirror vanished.
But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
That's our arm. Did you not notice we have claws? We're not human here. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
I did not notice that I mistyped in the stream title. That's fine. Welcome, welcome, Living Theater. How's it going? I assumed we were human? Yeah, that's the assumption I made the first time we played as well. And then I saw the arm.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yes, I am here! Oh, did I accidentally...
Her voice.
There we are.
It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Yeah, the game is absolutely great. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the new dialogue and routes.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
I agree with Hero.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
Good.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
What do you mean YouTube got more restricted with chats?
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And that we came back.
She called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Huh. That's interesting. I mean, given YouTube's rules about talking about violence, it makes sense, but that's... Given this is in the gaming category, that's a bit of a weird censorship to have, given so many games have killing.
Waiting for you to come back? I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain, and you killed us.
Yep.
Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
We still don't have any proof she ended the world. I didn't bring a knife. I have to cut you out again. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
I wouldn't say she's particularly talkative. Other versions of her are far more talkative.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, it's not. Remain silent.
The princess's eyes quiver as she waits for your response.
I didn't end the world? I didn't end the world.
She's clearly just saying what she thinks you want to hear.
Or she's innocent. How could a beauty like her be capable of ending the world? It's not rational.
You're in the wrong here, Smitten. I'm sorry about... Oh. Did we have this option before? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect.
You're wrong, Smitten.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I agree with Smitten. I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
That's interesting. Why would they bring up the fact that she might or might not have voices like us? Yeah, no. Specifically, they're talking about the narrator. But I did always find it interesting that they brought that up, and we never really get an answer to that. Like... I guess we kind of do get an answer to it, sort of, with the end of each individual run. Because we know that is there. And for those of you that haven't seen this before, you'll see what's there, and yeah.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
We're also a monster that probably shouldn't be trusted, so I think we're fine for each other. Rescue the princess.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
I forgot to save before
wouldn't.
it came down.
I would.
Oops.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I didn't have to cut your arm off.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Do we have multiple personality disorder, or are these completely different people? They are fragments of us. I guess you can think of it kind of like multiple personality disorder, but not really. Think of it as if they're us's that have taken different routes in life. Kind of different timeline versions of us. But rather than having their own bodies, they're in our head now.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Yeah.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Legally a burb. Should I get this game? I played the demo and I really liked it. Absolutely. 100% worth the money. Especially since it just got expanded. The fact that there is a dating sim tag kind of scares you away. Well, I'm kind of showing you the dating route. It's not really a dating sim. There's one or two routes where you can romance her. Maybe a few more than that, but in general, you are slaying the princess.
What do we do now?
Okay, so we're gonna drop a save here, and we're gonna try and see if there's a different route this way. I should have saved before coming down here, but I didn't. So we might have to explore this route again in the next run.
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
Let's end the world.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
This is indeed the damsel. Yes.
I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
Do you want the full answer or a spoiler-free answer? Because those are two very different answers. Spoiler-free? I think the maximum depth spoiler-free answer is 4 chapters. Think. But the game goes on after that.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to answer me. I'm gonna try pushing her for this. I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make
Her art
us happy.
style changed.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
What would make you happy? No. But you need your own thing. Oh! This, I'm pretty sure, is new dialogue. Why'd the art and music change? Because we are pressing her for information, and she's trying to please us. I want you to make me unhappy.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you unhappy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Nope. Do you want to end the world?
Are you seriously asking her that?
Oh, we've been over this one. No, I do not want to end the world.
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Okay, clearly something is happening here, and I'm very scared. What if we just don't do anything? What if we just stay here? Nobody gets hurt and we can figure out a way to be happy together.
Oh, is that really what you want? If you think that would make you happy, then...
I think this is a new ending.
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
I guess we could do that.
It reverted her to her
At
art.
least she's normal again. Normal again? Can't you tell she's sad? She's distraught. This is unacceptable.
Nope, totally
But
acceptable.
she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart,
Uh-oh.
she'd be happy here.
No, Smitten, no!
As the voice thinks
No!
it's thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then...
No!
What? No, you
Bad
absolutely do not do
Smitten!
that.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! I think this is the first time one of the voices has actually taken control for us. Like, there is another route where a voice does something for us, but I think this is the first time our body's actually been possessed by one of the voices.
Oh, but I do.
Don't you dare.
What?
Is he about to rip your heart out?
What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us.
Is he about to rip out your heart? Absolutely, that's what he's going to do. And hasn't the narrator taken control? Yes. The narrator has taken control, but the narrator is not one of the voice, like one of our personalities. This is the first time one of the personalities has actually taken control.
Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Damn it, Smitten!
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider.
Exactly, hero.
And yet, it's done, isn't it?
How often do I stream this game? Gotta go soon, but I want to stream this game again. So, this is my third, maybe fourth time streaming the game. If you go back and check the VODs, you will find all of them there. I believe they all have Slay the Princess in the title, so you'll be able to watch my other playthroughs. I will be streaming this game again. I don't know when, but it will be up on the channel. It's kind of my fallback game because it has the various routes to go through and stuff. Each time I play through it, I don't skip any of the dialogue for the first playthrough, and then I skip the repeating dialogue after that. This is my first time playing it since the Pristine cut has come out, because that came out earlier this week or last week, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the new routes. This is one of the new routes as far as I know, so I'm really happy we managed to find it in the first run through. I knew there was a new one in the damsel route. I didn't know how to get to it.
It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch.
Damn you, Smitten.
Your exposed heart,
Ugh.
framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room.
Ugh.
Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
You're terrible, Smitten.
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then
Smitten is crazy,
everything
yeah.
goes dark and we die? Yes.
Apple, what? Happily ever after, what?
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
Hold up! Princess is holding a heart. I assume that's our heart, and she has, like, a halo behind her head? And this kind of looks like a cathedral. Are we getting married here?
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Not that he was eager to divulge that.
Paranoid! Yes! We love Paranoid here. Paranoid is great. Please tell me Paranoid is paranoid of Smitten now because of how we died.
And right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! I can't say I'm happy to be here. This is a bad place. All stale and wrong. Can't you feel it?
This place doesn't look stale and wrong. This place looks like she has absolutely built a temple up for us.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes?
Yeah, Smitten killed
No,
us.
but you keep telling us that, but we've never seen a world end. As far as I'm concerned, that whole conversation is just noise. And I'm stuck on a better question. Where's the other one?
Good point, Paranoid. Good. Be paranoid of Smitten. Where is he?
The other one? Yeah, a certain lovesick
Yes?
fool has been suspiciously quiet. One might even say, absent.
Oh, wait. Do we not have Smitten because she took our heart? Do we even have our heart? Ooh, good questions, good questions.
Oh, you're right. It's a little quiet here, isn't it? Maybe that's one of the rules. Maybe only one bonus voice is allowed to be here at a time.
Not the case, but that would be an interesting rule, Hero.
Bonus voice? I'm just as important as you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is that it's my third time here and it's your first. You're not unwelcome, but from my perspective, you're definitely bonus.
Is there a way you can tell me about why the narrator isn't able to say why you need to slay the princess without spoilers? No. No, I can't tell you why we need to slay the princess without spoilers, unfortunately. Or why the narrator thinks that we should kill the princess. 100% spoilers. Like, end of game spoilers. He does eventually reveal why you need to slay the princess, though.
I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty.
Okay, well, looks like I gotta buy the game. I keep saying I'll do it this weekend, and then I never do. I'll do it this weekend. I think it's even on sale right now because of Halloween. But absolutely, it is a fantastic game. Yeah, it's even 20% off right now because of Halloween. So, ooh. Ooh, that's on sale too. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, 1 second. I need to make a purchase. Making purchase. And we'll play through that in a future stream. Alright, purchase made. Very illuminating in the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. This looks more like a temple than a house.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Oh, there isn't. There's a tapestry on the table, though. Does it matter if the blade's here? We didn't use it last time, and the time before that, she used it to kill us.
I see your point, but it's still an option that's been taken away from us. I don't like losing options.
That is very fair, Paranoid.
Yes, and it's an important one. It's your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do this right. And the fact that you're here right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right.
But I will point out, this chapter was called Epilogue. Happily ever after. So we might not need the blade.
But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So what are we supposed to do? I don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
Why does your character look like a monster if you look in the mirror in the second chapter? Because we're a bird person. We are a bird person. That's why. Us and our birdie claws. So none of you are going to talk about the mirror?
Oh, I see it. I've just been preoccupied with everything else going on. Like the fact that we can rip our own heart out without deciding that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Paranoid here says they can see stuff. Hero in the last chapter, when we were ripping our heart out, mentioned he couldn't see stuff unless the narrator described it. So there's an inconsistency there, but I don't know if that was just them lying, like Hero lying to get the narrator to describe it, or something else. Is Hero just default you? No. Hero is a personality that is always there. Default us is us making the choices. Hero's just present for, I believe, all of the chapters. There is only a very small portion of the game where Hero is not present.
Is that what happened to you last time? How did that even work? You better not do it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Lucky
wondering,
for you,
narrator.
The one who did it is the one who's gone. Wonderful. Moving on, I have no idea what you're talking about. There is no mirror. There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement.
I just noticed everything is kind of wiggling except the mirror. Like, obviously the text isn't, but the mirror is static. Everything else is kind of wiggling.
You said that last time too, but that hasn't stopped it from showing up again. Or moving.
Yes.
Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there?
I wonder if they're going to let us look into the mirror this time. Approach the mirror.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. What is this about that supposed mirror?
Yeah,
Just
she's still
reach
wiggling.
forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle. Well, shall we have a look at ourselves? Maybe it won't go away this time.
Would be nice. It would also let us see if our chest is still ripped open and missing our heart.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle.
Huh. That's nice. Is that supposed to be a lyre? Harp? It's like a crystal flower coming out of it? Hearts? It still makes me think... Still makes me think temple. I think they can see things but can't see actions. That's fair, Melody. That's fair. Looks like a cello? I could see that.
Figures. And then you push the door open. Marvelous.
Stairs?
Proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet.
Were we in the basement then? No, because there were windows with light coming in. I think this is the only time it's ever gone up instead of down. You did an oopsie with your... I am aware, Ceranos. Already been informed. It's great. Welcome, welcome. The oopsie is drawing people in. Is the narrator different every time and the other personas are the same? Yes and no. I can't tell you more than that within without spoilers. But then again, you're going to see spoilers as soon as this chapter ends, so...
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, it doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess.
Oh?
No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality.
Oh.
It's in her very nature.
Oh. That is new. He's not saying to the world now. He's saying to all of reality. And it's in her nature, not just that she's going to end it. So he's actually telling us stuff here.
Am I the only one who remembers how much she changed last time? Does she even have a nature?
Good point. Good point, Paranoid.
That is precisely why she poses a threat.
He's telling us. He is telling us. All right, this feels like spoilers, and I had to go like 8 minutes ago, so later. All right, later, Legally a Burp. Thanks for popping in.
I don't know, she got weird for a second, yeah, but she didn't change that. We have to move on. This is a wildly dangerous line of reasoning.
This is great.
No, you can't just say that and not... Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
We're married.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets.
You made dinner for us.
Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
Is dinner going to be our heart?
That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
I like that he's realizing he's slipping up and telling us things.
And don't eat the food.
I want to eat the food. Proceed up the stairs for once, yes.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end.
There's the blade. And there's Smitten. I wonder if Smitten is possessing her? Or informing her of things. But it is interesting that Smitten managed to get out of us. And also the fact that Smitten managed to possess us in the first place. Her crown is much more queen-like than princess-like now as well.
Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck.
Yeah.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy.
Smitten is very powerful when it comes to love. Yes, that is true. Did he take possession of the scene and influence everything? So, Smitten in the damsel route, so previous chapter, took possession of us and caused us to literally rip our own chest open so she could see our heart. Then we died, and now we have this.
Isn't that suspiciously easy? There has to be a twist. There has to be something waiting for us. You saw what happened to her last time. She's not what she seems.
Smitten?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
It would.
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Okay, yeah, Smitten is possessing the place.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
What is this place?
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
Oh. She's not happy with this place either. Do we get to slay Smitten? Please tell me we get to slay Smitten. What are we supposed to do now?
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Yeah.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Remember what I said. Oh, but it looks so amazing, and after everything we've been through, we could really use a break. Are you sure we need to be so concerned?
100%.
I'm not sure about anything, and that's the problem. For what it's worth, I generally don't think one should trust strange food that magically appears on a table. But nothing here is exactly what I expected it to be, so make of that what you will.
I don't trust Smitten. Yeah, I don't trust Smitten one bit. Given Smitten has separated himself from us, I kind of feel like Smitten might want to have her all to himself. We're gonna refuse the hospitality. I dropped a quick save. Actually, there we are. I dropped a save. We might see both routes here, either refusing and eating.
It's okay. It's okay. We can figure something else out. Think. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, she's starting to freak out.
This isn't fine. This isn't fine at all.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
Yeah.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence, but maybe not.
Okay, so Smitten is definitely the one keeping her captive now.
As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
Yeah. We're gonna free her. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Yeah. See? Yeah. You said he. Who is he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
Yeah. So Smitten detached himself from us and attached to her.
It all makes sense now. It's him, isn't it? He's making all this happen. He's the one who trapped us here. Who?
You got it, Paranoid.
The lovesick one. The one from last time. He's not gone. He's just with her now. He's the shadow.
And I just got an achievement, Shadows on the Walls. Was he the filament that got out when you opened your chest? Probably. Probably. Yeah. The achievement Shadows on the Walls was for figuring out the shadow is Smitten with the help of Paranoid. Hey, Smitten! You were real chatty last time. Don't you have anything to say?
Smitten?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response.
Eek.
No, I saw him smile. That's him.
Yeah.
Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me, but he wants me to ask, isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do?
No!
He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
Forget about the food. What should we do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
Flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game, its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Yet another waste of time. Why all the distractions? What are we being distracted from? That's the real game. I feel like I'm 2 steps behind.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Except Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't so simple anymore, Melody. But I agree with Paranoid. Smith is distracting us.
You're overthinking it, mate. I feel like this is just something to do. We might as well try to have some fun. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over. Time passes. You play the game. You win. Hey! Will you look at that?
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
No.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
Good.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
It's never going to stay fun. You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Welcome back.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again.
No.
The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew.
She's looking up at the shadow every time she's doubting. Yes. The shadow is keeping her trapped and us trapped here. And the shadow is smitten.
And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board. More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I did notice, yeah, he started dancing faster, but he also shrunk.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is... awful.
Yes, it is. Hey, narrator actually feels bad for her.
I think we all know that we're not happy. We just have to admit it to ourselves.
Smitten is terrible? Yes. I have hated Smitten ever since we started playing this game. And yeah, Smitten is absolutely the shadow forcing this. That's something you missed in the brief time you were gone. Are you actually happy here?
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
We're gonna put the shadows, or gonna put the torches out. We need the truth. You need to tell me how you really feel.
I don't feel anything.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
Yeah, so he's getting smaller every time.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Don't worry about what's going to happen. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose?
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
That sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow...
Oops. She's gonna kill you when the lights are out and Smitten is gone, isn't she? No, I think we're gonna help her leave.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
So we missed the dialogue there. As she says that, Smitten grabbed her wrist.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Nothing's changed. We're just sitting in... Why are you crying?
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
I don't know. It feels like an important part of me is gone, but I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up the pieces.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Of course I do. I don't think I'll ever stop.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I still care about you, too, so maybe this wasn't all bad. But I don't think this place is for us anymore. I think we need to go.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold, a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt.
The smitten lives on in true love. Yeah, one thing I'm really noting about this particular ending, the narrator isn't actually protesting this time.
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world?
And there's Hero pointing it out too. Why is there a dagger on her necklace? That's the dagger that we're supposed to use in order to kill her, but she's wearing it as a necklace in this run.
It does, if he's telling the truth. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Holy crap, we broke the narrator! Is there about to be spoilers? Very soon there is going to be spoilers as we get into important things about the game, yes. Narrator is actually being supportive of us romancing the princess now. I actually really like this particular ending that we're getting right now. Alright, later, I gotta go in 2 minutes then. Alright.
Really was just all meaningless blather then, wasn't it? Think what you will. I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do.
Wow. This ending. This hits so much more powerfully than I think any of the other endings. Having the narrator actually admit he was wrong. Huh.
He's really gone, isn't he? Yeah. There's an itching in the back of my head that feels like it's finally been scratched. No more shadowy figures yanking at our strings. No more strings. I guess we're free.
Okay. So, before we continue, I am going to talk about spoilery things, so I'll give those of you that don't want to hear spoilers a minute to mute or whatever. Yeah. This feels like it might go outside of the normal timeline and gameplay. I am wondering if it's still going to put us into the normal gameplay loop, but I would actually be satisfied if this ending right here is its own actual self-contained ending that doesn't go into the normal gameplay loop. Because the narrator admitted he was wrong and let himself fade away. I wonder how it'll affect the gameplay loop. Because there's only been one other ending that takes us out of the normal gameplay loop, but that isn't an epilogue, that's a question mark. And we got that last time we played. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. I wonder what perspective this adds. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too, is what perspective this is, if it even adds a perspective, or if we're not going to go into the normal gameplay loop, because the narrator is already gone before anything happens.
The stars are so beautiful.
Because normally, the second we exit the cabin, or the second we do the thing, like slay her, the gameplay loop begins. We've been out here talking for like a full scene now, and the gameplay loop hasn't kicked in. A quiet moment passes over you, a comfortable quiet. That is our mirror voice. And it hasn't appeared yet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
We're in second scene and the gameplay loop hasn't kicked off yet. And we have our own mirror voice narrating now. She gently pulls you forward and the two of you fall into graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin and your arms stretch to their limits. Only the tenuous grasp of your hand in hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever. There we are.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
There we are. Okay, so we are going into the normal gameplay loop. That's a little bit sad. I was kind of hoping it would be a self-contained ending, given how happy it was. But I understand why it's not. And I am curious, just like you guys, about what perspective this is going to add. So she actually goes in happily for this one. I meant it. Share a dance with your happy ending. But you do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. calling us.
And not in a good way.
I don't know where she went, and I don't even know how we'd go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I should feel better with her gone. But I don't. I'm begging you, don't do this.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. So, I know previously, each time our image, I think, was fixed in between the chapters. I'm curious if things changed now. I was kind of hoping that it would be different depending on which routes you go, but I don't think we've seen that. Yeah, it's fixed. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. The trees. I did kind of notice this before, but I'm noticing it more this time around. See to the cap. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Interesting to note, the dagger is still there. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
So she's considered to be a songbird. All right. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
How about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
What happens? No. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
You know, this has been 2 hours. I know we didn't do a full run through. I'm tempted to wait. Because last time we got a message about how it had only been a few seconds. But if I was to end stream here and wait, I wonder what she would say when we come back next time. I did say it was going to be a shorter stream. 2 hours. Okay, so... I want to see dialogue. But I'm also... I don't want to cut the stream that short. I want to see more, but I want dialogue. It's been 2 hours. I think I will cut it here with the wait option. And then next time we play, we will go through it a little bit faster to find the other endings because of this. Because now I actually have a standalone Slay the Princess episode compared to... Oh no, I guess I did have the other standalone, but I didn't make a proper thumbnail for it. Now I have a proper thumbnail for it. So we're going to leave it off here. I'm going to say that we're waiting.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Okay, so wait forever. Can't you go eat the food path in the meantime? Yes. Good point. Did I do another quick save since then? I have not. Yes. Good point. I will do the eat the food, and then we will load the wait forever. Thank you for reminding me, Dragstar. Eat.
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
I'm really glad that I didn't start with this, because this is making me hungry. I ate just before stream, and this is making me hungry.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
A shadow washes across the table,
Yeah.
clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you. The food is good. Again, you tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. And then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
It's all fake.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again.
Yeah,
That's all.
same, Draxar.
It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. So we had a mediocre meal. It's not a big deal. That's the trap. It wasn't mediocre at first. It's trending down. We're just getting a little sick of it. So what? We just have to try something new. I'm sure we won't be stuck eating the same meal forever. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
That was all
No,
fake.
something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I'm so tired of eating.
Yeah.
At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
Whoosh.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence.
If we're gonna do some
Maybe
skipping.
not.
I'm just gonna leave.
But as you attempt to get up, the torches flare and shadowed hands pin
He
your
restrained
wrists
me.
to the arms of
So
your
he's behind
too
us,
comfortable
too.
Seat. There will be no getting up. There will be no attempts to slay her. At least not for now.
Both options lead to the same point, yeah. It is an epilogue rather than a chapter, so it does kind of make sense that it's linear. I can't get up. Something's holding me down.
The princess smiles nervously.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. That's just how it works here. We don't have to go anywhere anymore. We have everything we need. He just wants us to be happy.
Do we actually have everything we need? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like...
Like we've been given everything someone else has told us we wanted. But it isn't what we want.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is awful. Who? The lovesick one, the one from last...
Yeah, we got this. It's much faster this way? Yeah. Yeah. Who is he? It is him. This is what he became after ripping us open.
Smitten?
Yeah. So, are you actually happy here? You need to tell me how you really feel. Whatever the shadows have been showing us isn't real. We need to see what happens when the lights go out.
We do, don't we? I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs.
Nothing's changed. We're just sitting in the dark.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
That's a really nice way of putting things. But it is a little different, isn't it? It's quiet now. there's no more voice telling me how much he loves me.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever.
Okay, and then I think the rest is same. I could slay her here. I don't... I'm going for a different ending. Let's do it.
Are you sure you
Whoa!
want to do that? Isn't this what you wanted us to do from the beginning? It is. I think I might have made a terrible mistake. A terrible mistake? You sold this as her being a threat to the entire world. Was that a lie?
Whoa.
No, it wasn't. I'm just not sure the world I want is worth it. This is some sort of trick. You're trying to use reverse psychology on us. Or what if this is reverse psychology?
So, again, going into spoiler territory here. Very heavy spoiler territory. I think the reason this ending resonates so strongly with the narrator is because this is exactly what he's done to us. He sees how unhappy Smitten has made everyone and realizes that's exactly what he's done to everyone. He's put them in a false world that he had control of. And this is what he's done to everyone. He's made them miserable without them even realizing it. And so this is heavily resonating with him. And he's finally realizing he screwed up.
Think what you will. I'm only here to guide you. You're the one who makes the decisions.
This feels terrible.
The princess doesn't try to flee as murderous intent settles into your eyes. Nor does she resist as you wrap your fingers around the blade dangling from her neck. As the weapon sinks deep into her heart, all she manages are 3 muttered words.
It's finally over.
I didn't think it would be so awful to help you see this through, but all of this was for a reason. The world is better off without her.
That feels so
really
bad.
Hope that's true. We'll never know, will we?
I feel cool. But I guess I've felt that way for a long, long time.
That feels so bad. I don't like that end. Though you've pierced her heart, you do not see her die. Something has taken her away and left something else in her place. Kill your happy ending.
I'm begged.
I'm just gonna rush ahead to talk with her. I just want to find out. Okay, so she's still considered a songbird there. We're gonna go back and we're gonna get a happy ending again. I don't think you did anything wrong. How's it going, Dandaloof? It's going pretty good. We just had a terrible end, so we're gonna cleanse the palate with a nice ending here. And then we are gonna end things off with waiting. How many endings have you gotten so far? Tonight, 1. 1 ending. But I think I have gotten maybe 12 so far total. Said he, who is he? Smitten. We have to play the board game. We have to put the rest of them out. We should get rid of that shadow.
Why would we ever do that? We need the light. It's what keeps us happy. Oh, I know. We should do something. How about...
The princess's face drops as she pauses mid-sentence.
Would you look at that? I'm out of ideas.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left.
Let's try We Don't Have to Let It Go Out.
The princess turns to face the final torch, eyeing it with an empty but gentle fondness.
Wouldn't that be nice? I love the little life we've built, and I hope it never ends.
And it doesn't end. The flame burns brightly, gray eternal.
I suppose all our worry was for nothing. It's just playing pretend. There's nothing wrong with that.
Neutral ending here.
It's always been cold here, hasn't it?
We'll see if we still get the same thing.
She's gone.
We don't have to let it go out. Keep the last torch burning. There we are. Okay, approach the mirror, blah, 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 blah. Proceed, approach.
Yes. No, this one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned
No,
to
she
sing
didn't.
for herself.
That's the thing. Okay, so we're gonna load where we actually were, and we're going to wait forever. I really liked the original one that we got, where we actually got a happy ending with her. She was happy, we were happy, and the narrator realized he had made a mistake. I really like that ending. It is my favorite so far, and I think it sets a really, really good precedent for how good the other new endings are going to be. We're going to find them next time we play Slay the Princess. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we will have new dialogue waiting for us when we get there. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed tonight's content. If you're new here, please go ahead and follow and or subscribe, depending on the platform you are watching on. If you wish to support the stream monetarily, there is membership and super chats available on YouTube, and subscriptions and bits available on Twitch. And I'll see you all tomorrow for some RimWorld. Until then, though, have a fantastic night, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.